Sometimes I do my best thinking on the road, or just having an evening to myself, eating some chips, having a cup of coffee, maybe a soda. Diet, of course. Let's get to the meat of the matter. It's time to say this. I bald. So, what will happen? I have a very high probability that J.D. Vance will become president. I'm not shading Donald. I like Donald. I think this will be a one term. So, Mr. Trump, I wish you the best. I wish no one no ill will, and please do not take this as us. But J.D. Vance will be president. I give this a 95% chance probability. Whether I think Donald will just finish off the term and go gracefully forward, and then J.D. Vance will come through. But once again, I'm wishing no one any ill will. This is just what I see in my third eye. So times are. Sometimes I wonder if I'm being followed. I have nothing to hide. That's why I'm putting this out. So, what will be? We have a very high probability that we will go into fascism. So, this was revealed to me 40 years ago. I know this would happen. At the same time, there will be war and there will be ecological destruction. The fire will come from the sky. There will be man-made fires, but the fire will come from the sky. Elon Musk knows this. Do not think for a moment he's a fool. I do not think for a moment they don't know this. So, anyway. So, these are strange days. Anyway, I remember my grandparents talking about things, and then they just seem to know things are going to happen. And they've been right about everything they said to me, and then they said it will happen here. Maybe not like Nazi Germany, or maybe more of a socialist bent, or maybe of a rightist, libertarian bent to it. We're not sure. I see this clearly. I'm going to leave it at that. This will come to pass now. I believe 95% chance. Nothing is set in stone till it happens. But the timelines on each side of us have the same problems. So just remember that. But your actions and good can move mountains. Your faith can move mountains. So remember, you are not powerless. Just beware of the God you worship. Beware. I like J.D. Vance. I made a crush on the boy. Man from white trash roots like me. Poor man. He did good. He is younger, and he will outlast Donald. Let's see. It was really it's not a left or right thing. The fascism will happen anyway. So it'd either be like a Biden-esque fascism or a Trump-esque fascism. Either way, there will be fascism. I do feel that we will have more personal liberties under the right fascism. I know people are like, what? What are you talking about, Dan? You're a Nazi. No, I am not a Nazi. I'm not. The Trumps and, the Vance, they don't hate gay people, they hate black people. But they are libertarian bent, and it'll be the fascism that creeps in versus the non-American-centric fascism that the left has. Corporations will be involved in this at every level, so, be careful. Be careful of the God you worship. So, with that said, World War II will come. Mr. Zelensky, on that whole debacle, remember this. Zelensky paused. His body changed. His voice changed. It will come. It's come to us. It will come to you. I wanted to say might, but no. It will come to us now. That path, we've gone down that branch of the road. Mr. Zelensky, he's a sensitive, as is J.D. Vance. So remember that. And they're two men that do love their countries. The history of Ukraine for the last 100 years has been nothing but chaos and death and destruction. They are fighting for their lives. I do support Ukraine. Yes, my partner is Ukrainian. I do support him and his people. But I know I'm being followed. This is why I'm getting this out here. So, we have to support Ukraine. Don't let the bullshit and don't let everyone win their agendas. We have to follow through with Ukraine. Ukraine is a crossroads between East and West, Asia and Europe continents. This is the Silk Roads go through there traditionally. That's why they have the pretty blue eyes and the slightly slanted eyes. They kind of go like this. That's why a lot of us have that. They came through Ukraine. The Cossack look, as my one ex-father-in-law said. So we have to support this. This talk of corruption comes from America too, because all those billions sent to there have to be spent at American approved. We have to approve all the spending. We just don't give them the money. The money comes back to our military industrial complex. That's what most people don't understand. It's not a blank check. It's not a blank check. It's coming back to us or our allies. So we're subsidizing the military-industrial complex. I'm not taking them on, guys, so don't take it that way. I support the military-industrial complex. I support the American way. But I'm just saying what will be and what is. So Zelensky warned us in his God moment. And no one wanted to hear that, but that's what happened. That was meant to be said. You have been warned. Now it's time. Will it be a short time or a long time? I don't know how. I know what I see in my third eye, but I can't. I don't want to scare anyone. It's not my wish. I want you all to be empowered, to be better people, and be careful of God you worship. I'll say this right now. Fuck Satan. Don't give in to it. It's hard. It's like not eating that candy bar and you're hungry. Don't. Because that's a bad path. The fascism will come. And there's going to be great unemployment. And there will be a Great Depression. That's when it will all hit. I firmly believe that. And if it doesn't, then it will cause that. You know, you need to stock up. You need to be aware. You need to have backup plans. And just going out in the wilderness with your gun ain't going to do it. It takes, well, you know, in the 30s, they almost decimated the deer population in America because everyone thought they could just go hunting. Well, they can't because, you know, they'll all be dead in the first 2 weeks. And then you're starving. Have your poops together. I suggest looking at how the LDS manages long-term food solutions. And get seeds, you know, because us rural people, and you're going to need cloth, and you're going to need shelter, you're going to need greenhouse, you're going to need a lot of stuff, because the environment will change. That's your other warning. The environment will change, just like it did in the 1930s. Look up the Dust Bowl, and we'll have great heat, hot and cold, and drought, and rains, and hurricanes in the 30s. Just like in the 30s and the 20s. And this will continue on. Our weather's been pretty tame for the last 60 to 70 years. You know, yeah, fives and hurricanes. Well, there's always hurricanes and tornadoes. Are you prepared for it? Are you prepared for it? You have to ask yourself that. You're not. I'm not. The Social Security net will fail. Medicaid and Medicare will fail, I believe. High probability, probably 70% chance on that. we're trying to get ready for that. But pay your taxes. You'd be surprised what you can live without, but you got to have a place to live. And these corporations, many of them are very parasitic. They want all the land, they want all the homes to be owned by them, and they will make you suffer for ultimate profit. There's like 50,000 apartments in New York City empty, owned by corporations. They've created a housing crisis. Trailer parks, same thing. They've jacked the rents up so high people can't live there, or they make them get rid of the old trailers and go buy a $100,000 trailer. Then they got 2 payments to make. And who can do that in today's society? Even with a master's degree, I know people working at 7-Eleven. This is what's happening. Baby boomers can't fathom it. All they worry about, the 401ks will be worthless. Your investments will be worthless. When this war starts, everything will change. It already is. The fascism comes. Ideologies will clash. Rise above the situation. Mitigate it. So, Mr. Vance, you'll be the next president. Just be careful. This is what I see. I see a lot of things, but they're also a little shadowy, and I don't want to go there yet. We are being invaded. People are like, oh, the poor immigrants. Well, if we need to set up a way to have people come in this country and become citizens. The system worked for 100 years, and we don't need to change the laws. We just need to change the efficiency of it. Not millionaires, $5 million. Well, that's cultivating the rich. Of course, they always have money, and they always have money to spend. That's part of the chess moves, though, because we need to be the brain. Our country survives by being the brain drain of the world. Nothing new under the sun. The drug war is so multifaceted. China is going to still flood us through Mexico. And we're trying to prevent Canada from being that conduit. I have to look through every shipping container. This is terrible. They'll start trying to make the fentanyl here, but it's so traceable. Everything's metered now, the water and the power. They know when you're doing stuff and the chemicals. But China swore they would do to us what we did to them. Of course, Mao would have never come to power if there hadn't been a drug war, the Boxer Rebellion, and on in China. So the communists would have never come to power. Never. If we, us, Great Britain, Portugal, and Spain, had flooded, opioids into China, created the opium dens, and, just a population of misery, because, it was kind of a caste system in a way. So it broke 5,000 years of culture. Of course, culture always evolves. It doesn't, or it dies. So we can talk on that another day. So the Chinese are very invested in this fentanyl, as are the cartels. I think the war will start with us invading Mexico, because we're going to have to stop the cartels. The spice must flow, but which spice will that be? It won't be fentanyl. Finite world resources are drying up. The switch from coal plants was foolish. That was the left. That was the communists trying to cripple our electrical grid. And they did a good job of it, because soon we will have rolling blackouts. Just get used to the idea. And there's going to be a little bit of suffering on that. So they might limit how much you can use a day or an hour, or what hours you can use it, because with smart meters, they can shut you off immediately. Yeah, didn't think about that, did you? But they're so good for the environment. No, it's good for control. The old spinning meters, they just worked off the grid, Grid pressure moved them. The smart meters are all about metering what you're going to have, and all you people are like, oh, they're good for the environment. Well, they're good to control you too. And, yeah. So, with that said, I'm recommending start preparing. This will be, and congratulate J.D. Vance on being our next president. I was right about Trump. I was right about the last 4 or 5. Actually, I was right about the last 6 presidents. I've been right about them. So, woohoo. Good for me. Yay. Your pets, you know what? If you don't have means, stop breeding. Please stop breeding. They're going to cull the pet population. Stop breeding. Just stop. Look at how Great Britain, do yourself a favor, look how Great Britain went into, before World War II, began rationing. Look how they stockpiled, look how they managed. This is going to come to America. I can guarantee that right now. I can guarantee it. How Britain rationed. And get your Victory Gardens together. That was from another war, but your Victory Gardens are very powerful. And they can feed a lot of people in a small space. You don't need fancy fertilizers. You don't need all that. You can just do it. And any attempt now will pay for itself in the years to come. And what else? There's just had to say this about the coming fascism, left or right. Doesn't matter. It's coming. The war is coming now. How that will work out, I don't know. Will there be an EMP over the nation? I'm not worried about EMP. But you have to be prepared. Okay? I haven't put it on Facebook, but I get scrubbed all the time. I'll probably get scrubbed here. Sorry. I'm having some chest pain today. And there is hope. Never give up hope. Never give up hope. But you have to have faith, and you have to want a better day. And it will come. It will come. God bless America. You don't like America? Get the hell out. Especially if you don't like dogs and cats and kids. You're weird. Get the hell out. Anyway, y'all have a good night. Remember what I said. Sorry it was a little rambly. Being watched right now by somebody. Who knows? Maybe it's Cargill, maybe it's the CIA, maybe it's the Mafia, I don't know. But I've been followed today. So, remember the points I made about the presidential thing, the right thing, left thing, fascism thing. There was a choice, it would come to our nation. Will there be a civil war? I'm not sure how that's going to, that's different paths to come. But our greatest enemy is lack of faith and lack of believing in the American way and focus on your families. Yeah. And remember, the media is controlling you. Give up your ghost time. Look around you and enjoy. God bless America. And God bless you.